Ohio. Well, one of the more dramatic claims from last night's debate came from former President Trump, claiming migrants are stealing and eating pets in Springfield, Ohio. The statement quickly fact-checked by moderator David Muir.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is the
people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from television.
But the people on television saying their dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice President Harris,
all right, so while the claims about migrants eating pets have not been substantiated, the influx of Haitian immigrants to the city is indeed true. Some 15,000 Haitians have arrived in the city of Springfield since 2020, and a lot of residents there are not happy about it. So let's bring in our Rich McHugh. He is live for us in Springfield, Ohio. Rich, you've been there, you're talking to people. What is actually happening on the ground there in Springfield?
Hi, Nichole. Well, I'll say this. The picture is divided depending on who you talk to, what slice of residents you talk to here. We're in front of the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services. We're here in Springfield, Ohio. We've been here since 9 o'clock this morning. There's a steady stream of Haitian immigrants that have come in almost predominantly. That's entirely who we see. We've tried to speak to them. Nobody has agreed. Largely, they say they don't speak English. But the other residents that we've spoken to, they're angry. They say, and they estimate it higher, they say it's upwards of 20,000 immigrants since 2020. They say it has stressed healthcare, schools, the number of auto accidents has skyrocketed. But there are two sides to every story here. Residents spoke at a town council last night, and we put together two sound bites. You're going to hear basically the story in two different sound bites.
Is there a cutoff point that, I mean, for the population here? Or, I mean, I feel like there should be a no vacancy sign right now, and people are still coming in. I mean, what's the cutoff point?
Let's be clear, there is a preconceived notion that all the Haitians here in Springfield are illegal immigrants, which is false. Some of us are Haitian American citizens who can vote. We are green card holders, and some of us are here via a federal program that allows us to have a social security card, employment authorization that allows us to temporarily stay in the country.
Now, Nichole, obviously two very different viewpoints. We're hearing more of the former, but certainly we're told there are a lot of views representing the latter, if that makes sense.
All right, so Rich, let's talk about what so many people right now in America are talking about. How are people in Springfield responding to these claims of migrants eating pets?
I think the main way to characterize it, they're saying, look, this is overblown. This isn't the real issue here. I've asked some of them, but is it a non-issue, as the city says? One gentleman this morning told me, no, I don't disagree with the town council or the town officials who said they said there's no credible reports. There has been a 911 call recently, and there is a police report filed, which we're trying to get. But I want to play some sound on this very topic, which also represents both of these differing viewpoints. One's a resident complaining about this, and then I believe we have the mayor back to back. Take a look.
They're in the park grabbing up ducks by their neck and cutting their head off and walking off with them and eating them like.
The president of the Clark County Commission and I held a press conference to address recent rumors that have been circulating relative to the Haitian community. We wish to clarify that there have not been any credible reports or specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Now, I've spoken to a number of residents this morning who have extreme views on this, and we'll be playing some of that throughout the afternoon. Nichole, complicated situation here, no doubt.
Yeah, it certainly seems to be. All right, Rich McHugh live for us there in Springfield, Ohio. Rich, thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.